Hello, this is Diego Mangabeira and welcome to BoringSales. Today we're going to talk about LinkedIn newsletter. Is it worth building a newsletter on LinkedIn in 2026? We're going to talk about that. Okay, I'll give you the honest answer, which is more nuanced than most people admit. Okay, we need to understand first when LinkedIn launched this newsletter feature, everybody jumped on it. So, because LinkedIn sends a notification to your followers every time you publish, that sounds really good if we're thinking about. It's a free distribution, so you don't have any costs per se. People got excited. Then a lot of people published 3 issues and stopped because we're talking here about relevance, about consistency, and there are a lot of people, majority of them, stop doing it. Okay, because building a newsletter, even on LinkedIn, it's still a content commitment. So you need to do that on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, yearly basis. So today we're going to digest if it's worth making that commitment in 2026. Okay. And what a LinkedIn newsletter actually is. Okay, it's a long form article published on LinkedIn format as a newsletter. It works like a Beehive thing or a Substack thing or even a ConvertKit, a Kit thing. When you publish, LinkedIn notifies all your followers and sends an email to subscribers. So you have double presence, I'll say. You're going to receive on your LinkedIn personal profile page, profile notification, top right corner, and also via email. So your inbox. Subscribers are separate from followers. Someone can follow you without subscribing as well. It's when you add someone or connect someone on LinkedIn, you can also receive a request to subscribe to either subscribe or not subscribe to her or his newsletter on LinkedIn. Okay. Over time, you build a subscriber base that gets email notification for every issue. The key difference from regular LinkedIn posts, so the newsletter from a LinkedIn post is there's some differences. So long format, type of context, email distribution, and article permanence, because the articles are going to be there. They're going to resist over time. In terms of SEO, I remember that I was talking to some friends that work directly with SEO. Today we're talking about AEO as well. And the posts on LinkedIn were ranked better than Google. So maybe that really worked well. Anyways, the case for building one. So I'm going to explain, if you like to create a LinkedIn newsletter now, what I would use or would focus on. Okay. First thing, there are 4 things. The first thing is building distribution you didn't earn yet. So every time you publish, LinkedIn pushes it on your followers. Okay. For someone growing their audience, this is a significant leverage. Okay. You're essentially getting email distribution without having an email list. So that might work. Okay. Second thing, subscriber base compounds. So each issue can attract new subscribers from LinkedIn's discovery features, because LinkedIn is going to use that as a leverage for their network. Unlike a regular post that disappears after a few days, newsletter issues stay searchable. Okay. The third thing to build one newsletter on LinkedIn, longer format, deeper trust. On this case, a 600 or 800 word newsletter allows you to go deeper than a LinkedIn post. Depth builds a different kind of authority than short format or short form posts. The people who read all the way, though, are your most engaged prospects, because people who like content or even like to go deeper inside the content, they are going to be more interested in what you offer next. So in terms of qualification, they're going to be hotter leads than the ones that are just clicking like on your LinkedIn post per se. Okay. And the fourth thing is position you as a publisher in your niche. So I run a newsletter on sales methodology. It's a different brand statement than I post on LinkedIn. Okay, it signals sustainable commitment to a topic. And this is the case for you to build one newsletter. Now I'm going to talk about the opposite. So the case against, or at least the honest caveats. Okay, I'm going to talk about three things that you need to understand before creating a LinkedIn newsletter today. First, you don't own the audience. Okay, LinkedIn subscriber data is LinkedIn's, not yours. First thing. Also, if LinkedIn changes the feature, deprioritizes it, for instance, or get locked out, your subscriber list is gone. So it's not yours. It's theirs, and they do whatever they want to do with that information. And that's on their terms of use or privacy policy on their website. You might try that. This is the same problem of any platform dependent strategy. If you're dependent on that strategy or dependent on that platform, you might have a really serious problems in the future. Okay, I'd always recommend on this case building a parallel email list or on Beehive or a similar platform like Substack, or, for instance, something your own, because it's like a complement. And you can create different types. Even with AI today, you can create like a different content marketing strategy for both platforms. But I'll say you need to have both of them working together or walking together as a GTM strategy for your business. Okay. The other thing, the case against building a newsletter on LinkedIn, open rates are unclear. LinkedIn doesn't give you the same statistics or analytics depth as a proper email platform, because that's not their goal to do so. They wanted to see their own on their own eyes, not yours. Okay, you get views and reactions, but not granular open rate or data in this case. If you care about understanding your audience deeply, a real email newsletter gives you better data. So that's why it's important for you to have also a way to migrate that audience for your own real newsletter that you manage that by yourself. And the third thing that the case against you building a newsletter is consistency is non-negotiable here, because a newsletter that publishes once and then disappears is worse than no newsletter. Okay, so if you can commit at least twice a month, don't start. Okay, that's not our no recommendation, because the algorithm will not understand that you're really good for your audience, but I'll say you're not legit, or it's not going to distribute your content if this is a new stuff. Okay. And I would say on this case, if you're going to migrate or to create a LinkedIn newsletter, create like a content strategy before on Claude, ChatGPT, or any other tool that might be applicable here, because you can just copy and paste. I'll say this really simple, straightforward, right? You can train the AI to use your own words. You can upload your own posts and then teach it how to use your personal tone of voice, for instance. Okay. My recommendation here, if you're actively posting on LinkedIn and growing your audience, yes, start a newsletter on LinkedIn. Okay. Is incremental distribution for content you're probably already creating. Repurpose your best LinkedIn posts with slightly longer newsletter format, for instance. Promote it consistently in your regular posts. Build the subscriber base actively. But this is important to say. I need to reiterate this point, that build a parallel newsletter on a platform you own simultaneously. On our case, we're using Beehive, but you can use whatever platform you'd like. Okay, and they serve different platforms, different purposes, but both are worth having on this case. Okay, so start creating a LinkedIn newsletter is more like a strategic decision than just, oh, let's create some stuff, some content about my business. So you need to think differently, more in a holistic approach, and then let's start something different. Okay, that's the goal. If that does make sense, start doing it today, because it could save your time and also help you with the outreach strategy. This is outreach, okay? But at the same time, you're going to use some inbound features throughout the process, okay? I wish you a great day. Keep it boring, and we'll see each other in another podcast. Bye. Take care.